go.
Hi, welcome to the TacoCast. I'm Crystal.
I'm Will.
You're our audience. Hey guys.
Welcome back.
How you guys doing today? I hope everybody's had a fine week. We don't have a topic.
Nope.
Not even one.
And we haven't had a whole lot of suggestions lately for in the comment section. So today we're just going to sit here and talk about anything and everything that comes to our minds. I hope you enjoy this.
To be fair, when we first started going over potential topics, I'd originally wanted to debunk that Corona video that's been making the rounds, but that's kind of been gone over to death. So
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, you know,
you might want to give reference to what people, you're talking about for the audience and for me, because I'm clueless.
There's a video that's been making the rounds, supposedly the truth about coronavirus. There's a doctor who's featured on it, who's supposedly knows the truth. Yeah, I'm just like, let me pause for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah, there's a doctor.
All right, senile moment here. I mean, a senior moment.
Supposedly, telling us the truth about Corona, and it's all a big government conspiracy or something. They go through this whole big thing saying that, she was fired from her job for discovering the truth about vaccines. She's just another con artist. She was fired from her job actually for stealing equipment. And yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she was fired from her job for stealing equipment, and they dropped the charges in exchange for her returning the stolen equipment and, basically like, don't ever work in this field again. You're a horrible person kind of thing. So she was arrested for theft, but according to her, it's for discovering the truth about vaccines. It's basically just another person trying to cash in on the anti-vaccine movement.
Okay. Well, we're not talking about that.
We're not talking about it. We're
not talking about it at all.
We're not even going to bring it up.
Not even going to bring it up.
But anyways, it's been debunked to death. So it's like, it's not really new. Everybody's already seen all of the videos that are already out where everybody details all the, here's this clip that they showed that supposedly supports their thing, but here's the entire clip that proves it's not. And, here's all the stuff that actually this chick, it's already been done.
Okay. So,
like half my face.
There you go. Just keep on going. Hi, welcome back to the Bill Podcast. Oh my God. Oh, so, I was going to say, so anything interesting happened this week that, obviously we can't talk about your work because, HIPAA.
True.
HIPAA.
Actually, I was able to
gotta be hip with HIPAA.
I don't know if I mentioned this beforehand, but I was able to bring a couple of my employees back off of furlough, so that was good.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was really happy.
I mean, people like jobs.
Everybody enjoys jobs, yeah.
And being, frontline worker, I mean, is it because you guys are doing COVID testing now?
It was, yeah.
We were getting more business.
Mm-hmm. Getting more stuff in.
And they're also doing more elective surgery.
Yeah, now that the state is opening back up and we're able to schedule elective surgeries, our load of histology specimens is starting to increase.
Do you remember Dave? He used to hang out with me and Tim a lot. And when you were going through cancer treatment, he gave a large donation to your cancer treatment. But Dave, I won't mention his last name, but Dave has been waiting for the past 3 months for a new hip, and it's an excruciating pain. And since it's considered an elective surgery, he has been waiting in excruciating pain for 3 months to get his hip done. He was in a car accident on George Washington Way. So gives you a location of where he was in which city. But he's been waiting to get a new hip. He can't work. He can't take care of anything. He can't take care of his dog, nothing. He is laid up and can't do nothing. So his doctor called him the other day and said, great news. they're going to allow us to do elective surgeries, and we can get you in on the 20th of May. So he's like, woohoo!
That's awesome. I'm really glad
But
to
yeah,
hear that.
I had no idea that that even surgeries like that were that would be considered an elective surgery. I mean, you're helping somebody.
Part of that depends on the facility. Some facilities were playing kind of loose with the recommendations.
Yeah.
Some of the facilities were more stringent than I would recommend. I'm not an epidemiologist. CDC don't give me a paycheck, so they don't take my opinion into account. But
you know more about this stuff than I do.
Well, yeah, but I know.
They should pay you.
I know more than you, but less than the CDC. So
well, you definitely know more than me. Yeah. Oh well, but that's good news that he's finally going to be able to get into surgery here in a couple of days. But anything else interesting happening in the past week?
News-wise or personal-wise?
Whichever you'd like to share with the audience.
Let's see. I got a new desk. Well, we talked about that already, didn't we? Because I got.
Yes, we did. We talked about your new desk in your
my command center.
Enormous desk.
It's huge. It's lovely. It's amazing.
It's huge.
I set the baby up. I took his little craft table, and so his little craft table is right at the end of it, so it's like an L shape. And then here's this little craft table, and it's got all the little crafts. It's cute.
The only thing he does there is color or play in his computer.
That's true. He plays his little racing game and he colors, but he also cuts things. He's got his little.
Yeah. Yes, he is really good with a butter knife.
Oh, and the baby learned a new phrase. Our daughter has this game she plays with the baby where she yells "yeet the baby," and she picks him up and tosses him headfirst onto the couch. Well, not really headfirst. Tosses a whole baby onto the couch.
What the heck is going on in my house when I'm not here?
So she yells, "Yeet the baby," and then she picks him up and yeets him onto the couch. And yesterday, she yells, "Yeet the baby," and starts chasing him around and throws him onto a couch a couple of times. And then we're talking.
She might want to be careful doing that, though.
Well, I know because he's all limbs, just flailing. I'm like, he's gonna break something, but he thinks it's great.
Or concussion, or
he goes running up to his sister, throws his arms up and goes, "Yeet me!"
Because she's not the most careful individual when it comes to her brother. All right, well, so
they have fun.
I'll have to keep an eye on that.
And she lines the couch with pillows, so she's not like knocking him head first into stuff. Okay. But yeah, he learned a new phrase. Yeet me.
Yeet me.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I'll be looking forward to that being repeated 1,000 times throughout the week. Now I know at least to reference what it is.
It means he wants you to throw him onto the couch.
I'm not going to do that.
If the baby wants to be thrown onto the couch, you throw that baby on the couch.
No. See, I don't give the baby everything that he wants.
I don't even understand this guy right here.
You do. So.
The baby has a very powerful sad face. He has a very powerful sad face.
He got new clothes.
He did. He got 2 new outfits because he grew out of everything.
Well, 2 new outfits and then 2 sets of pajamas and yeah.
Yeah, his pants are like, and they're 4T, which is what he wears, and his pants are like that. He's just made of legs. There's no.
Well, and the 5T doesn't fit him because he's got no butt.
That's true.
He's
just a little stick kid.
But they fit lengthwise, but he has no butt, no way to keep his pants up. So I tried putting the suspenders on him, his Batman suspenders.
I like those.
He did not like those.
Oh yeah, no, he keeps trying to take them off. But he's so cute in them. He's so dapper when you put on his little corduroys and his little suspenders and his nice little shirt. He's very dapper, baby.
Okay, so anything else new? No. Okay, I'm going to go no. So now I'm going to go on to talk about my week. Jesus. Oh, well. So I got reported to YouTube for endorsing a harmful product.
What were you endorsing?
I didn't endorse anything. I was in a live stream and we were talking about a vitamin in the live stream, and somebody reported it to YouTube. I've been warned not to talk about things that have not been proven by the FDA to be helpful for certain conditions or medical conditions. I think is how it actually said it. I mean, I would pull it up right now, but we're doing this, so we could actually read it off. But it somebody reported it. So I have been duly warned. The next time that I get it, they're going to either suspend me for 7 days, my entire account, or then I'm going to get a community strike, another community strike. 'Cause I already have one permanent community strike.
You're a very naughty man.
Well, I got the community strike because I refused to be bullied. Yeah, I got the community strike because I refused to be bullied by someone. Isn't that just wild? I'm like, oh, okay. They said I was stalking. It was stalking behavior because I went through and found this person's name so I could report them to their ISP and their Facebook, and to also YouTube, because this person was following me from platform to platform, leaving comments on my Facebook, page, and leaving it on anybody that would listen. And they supposedly had this tell-all that they wanted to do on me, and that they had some nasty claims I'm not going to get into, but none of it was true. I was like, I don't know where the hell they got this stuff, and everything from I had like 25 arrests, and I was a convicted felon and all this stuff. I was like, I know, right?
Have you been arrested 25 times?
I didn't know of any of them. But they said apparently I was sleeping or something. I don't know. Or maybe I have like amnesia and I don't remember those arrests.
The dissociative fugue.
What?
The dissociative fugue.
What's that?
It's where you.
Is that like a senior moment?
No. It's like where you do stuff. You're out in the world, you're doing things, but like you're not really yourself, and you don't remember.
Oh, well, yeah, I think I would probably remember 25 arrests.
Maybe
and
not.
Well, I think I'd probably remember one.
Maybe there's
you would hope.
Maybe there's more than one personality in there. Am I talking to Bill right now?
Well, I am a Gemini, multiple personalities, right? So yeah, the entire thing was just made up, crap that they were spreading around, and I reported them, and YouTube said that I was stalking this person.
YouTube has got some issues, especially with how they enforce their supposed community standards. I know Elizabeth and I have talked to you beforehand about what happened to the Click and his channel.
Yeah.
And for those of you who aren't familiar, that's a gentleman that has a YouTube channel. He was quite successful. A young man, I think he's 25, 20. He's a young man. But it was his livelihood. His YouTube channel was very successful. Started out as a hobby. He had a lot of followers. Very successful on YouTube, and successful enough to the point where it was his full-time employment. And for something he didn't even write, he was reading something that somebody else had written. His entire channel was taken off YouTube. Everything. Without any warning, nobody contacted him. They just removed everything of his. And at that point in time, that was his job. That was how he made money. And
well, the guy that was spreading this supposed story about me to anybody that would read it or wanted to listen to him, tried to get me kicked off of Twitter. And I can't remember what Twitter actually sent me a message, and I thought they mixed me up with someone else. That's how I became aware of this individual. Was he reported me originally to Twitter, but Twitter was nice enough to say, we haven't seen any kind of this activity on his Twitter account, and there were some nasty things in there about pedophilia and stuff like that was in the story, and I was like, man, this is not me, But he tried to report me to Twitter because he said that I was using it for grooming. I'm like, wow, of all the things that, out there. But then again, I apparently also had 25 felonies.
Was he aware that you weren't really sure what Twitter was until, Yeah,
I'm still not sure what Twitter is. Yesterday, I sat on Instagram for 2 hours trying to figure out how to post a photo on Instagram. Yeah, I'm terrible at this. People don't believe me. I'm absolutely terrible at social media.
Well, typically people
And
don't
I don't know how I got
expect
this YouTube thing to work.
people don't typically expect YouTube creators to not be very social media
And
adept.
YouTube's always sending me these suggestions. Hey, why don't you include people in your Instagram or link that channel? And I'm like, how do I do that? Unless you give me step by step, like click once and paste here, I will never get it done.
He's not wrong. He often will come up and he'd be like, hey babe, how do I do this? I'm like, does my babe say tech support? No, it doesn't.
I don't have any idea what I'm doing.
I'm just sitting here saving the Commonwealth and you're asking me how to fix your stuff.
Yeah, I can get the basics down, but I don't really see the need for all this, social sharing. I'm so sick and tired of Facebook. The only time I ever use that is just to log on to my true crime page on there, and then I'm off.
It's the new way that people connect.
Yeah, well, I want to write a letter. Write a letter to someone instead. Get myself some stamps and mail them a letter in the mail.
Just fire off an email and then get a response right away.
Don't need a response every second.
So
the instant gratification is what everybody's after.
I love it because I have family and friends all over the world, and I love being able to connect with them at a moment's notice.
I have no friends.
This is true.
So that's not, doesn't need that.
You could find one.
Could I?
Yeah.
Will you be my friend? Yeah.
You can use social media to connect with people. My friend Marcy, I have never actually met in person. We met because we were encountering people in a lot of the same online spaces, and we got to talking, and we probably ran into each other for probably about a year, honestly, before we friended each other on Facebook and started talking more. But
and this Marcy person lives local?
She lives in the UK.
Oh, I'm saying, how the heck do you meet him in person? Did you go to the UK?
I mean, it's on my lottery list.
Did you go to UK without telling me? I mean, I had 25 felonies I didn't know about.
Well, that's true. You got the 25 felonies.
Yeah.
Is that where you were last weekend?
I guess.
Racking up 25 felonies.
Well, gotta have your bucket list of things to get done every week. And
our state recently reopened golfing.
Yes.
There's restrictions in place, but people can still go golf. It's the only reason why Bill's probably here right now, because he was about ready to explode.
I was.
I'm fairly certain he would have exploded into a shower of golf balls, but.
Yeah, but so that happened this week. Let's see what else happened. I did a couple live streams, videos, and that's about it. On my list, my honey to-do list, I have not crossed anything off this week.
Not wrong
at all. Nothing has been crossed off the honey to-do list. I'm thinking about going out there and removing the leaves from that the bush by the front porch today.
Yeah, at this point in time, it is why.
Right. I'm just like, why don't they just blow away? I mean, if the wind's blowing, why don't they just blow away? Maybe if I just rake them all into the middle of the yard, the wind will blow them over into the neighbor's yard. Maybe it's not on my property anymore. It's not my problem.
It works.
My friend across the street, he told me the other day, he's like, why haven't you ever collect up all the ones that blow against the fence? I'm like, I'm hoping they'll blow through the fence.
Just tell him that you're micro composting.
Yeah,
that's what he says.
Well, that's about it for my week of excitement.
I did have, you know what, we might discuss the incident with the manic troll.
You have a troll?
Yeah, I have a lot of trolls.
You have a manic troll. No, oh, you're talking about the one that was online for 24 hours straight? That
Yeah,
one?
at least 24 hours straight. There's a page that I frequent that gets a number of trolls that are frequent flyers, you know, to the point where if you don't see them for a week and they show back and be like, oh my gosh, hey, how have you been? I haven't seen, I was worried. Yes, I am a piece of crap. Anyway, so this gal showed up, and she shows up here that just not a constant presence, but is frequent enough that everybody recognizes this particular troll shows up. But she was on the page from what I saw for 24 hours with very little time in between. Several of the posts on the page had blown up that, you know, 2K comments, and 75% of them are her. Just very, and there was something that was actually really concerning to me about the behavior. It was not normal troll type behavior. I was worried about her. I was legitimately worried about her because the behavior wasn't, I couldn't pinpoint what was bothering me just by looking at what she was doing, but I knew that something was bothering me. And after talking to a couple of other people about it, I realized that what was bothering me was that the comments were repeating themselves over and over again, increasing in aggressiveness, and that there was so little cool down between them over 24 hours, which means she hadn't slept. If she had, she hadn't slept long enough to have it be restorative.
Maybe she's on the meth. Don't know. Could be.
Which is still concerning.
Or maybe she's just manic depressive.
So
could be that too. I mean, not
you know,
I'm not trying to make fun of being people who actually have mental health issues.
Who's in a manic episode can, you know, go for days at a time, but like all that other stuff, there's a crash at the end of it, you know, and we know that this person has got children. We don't know how vulnerable she is, and so a couple of people that we're discussing, how do we address this? Because it seems like there is an issue, but this person is a known troll to this page. If anybody from here reaches out to her, she's not going to accept it as genuine. She's just going to think that we're messing with her because she always comes here and messes with us. So it was an interesting discussion of how do you reach out and get help to somebody in an online space. It can be difficult. And I think that maybe that is something that we should touch on at least a little bit, because I'm sure everybody encounters that at least a small amount. If you haven't yet, you might.
Being crazy? What?
Trying to reach out to somebody that you've met in an online space to make sure that they're okay, or to get them help if they need it.
Okay.
Now I've had smaller instances like this, not like this, but smaller instances slightly similar, happen in the past. I don't typically reach out to people that I don't know online. I think it's a little bit creepy when somebody DMs you. I do it occasionally, you know, like, hey, I saw what you said, it's a great job. I just wanted to say I support you, or something like that. I'm trying to be more free with my praise. Post-cancer, it was one of my goals was, you know, I'd oftentimes see something that looked great, or, you know, someone's even as simple as somebody wearing a cool outfit that they looked amazing in, or, you know, they do good artwork. And I think to myself, hey, they look great, or, oh my God, I can't believe that they're so talented, but I never say it. And I, you know, after my treatment, I'm really trying to open up more and be more free with that praise. Hey, you look great. Oh my God, you're so talented. You know, I'm trying to be more free with that. So occasionally I will reach out to somebody, you know, I saw your sculpture. That's great. You know, good job, stuff like that. But it's not something I do frequently, because I think it's a little weird when I get a randomly DM and I'm like, oh, no, who are you?
DM me?
I'll DM you. But then again, I also get DMs frequently. Part of that is my experience online. I get DM'd by anti-vaxxers, and I don't want them in my inbox. So.
But they already are.
I know. Anyway, so there was another incident where I'm online. There's a group of women. We're discussing something, and this guy comes in and just starts posting nasty stuff. Stuff that if a dude said that to a chick in person, she would probably kick him. She'd probably rack him. It would, you know, that would happen. But again, something seems a little bit off. So I go and I check out this gentleman's profile, and the person he appears to be on his Facebook page and the content that he's posting is at odds with the behavior he's displaying in this other online space, right? Like this guy is talking about sexually assaulted women and how they deserve to be beaten, and they're just like I said, just awful stuff, right? His Facebook page is like pictures of his cat, and he's like, oh my God, he's so cuddly. I love my girlfriend. She's the best, you know? Here's this sweet, genuine man who loves animals and his girlfriend and his mom and his sister
Maybe it
and
was a
all this.
spoof account.
I think he got hacked, is what I thought happened. And so I went through his friends list and found somebody that I thought would be probably close to him and able to get a hold of him right away, and messaged that person and said, hey, I don't know you and I don't know so-and-so, but you know, I think his account got hacked. And nobody contacted me back, but in half an hour later, all of the stuff that he had posted had disappeared. So I'm guessing they got a hold of him. And the spoof account was one of the things.
The other account was another spoof. And one person who was controlling all of the accounts.
That would be a lot of effort. Not that people don't do it, but that would have been a lot of effort.
We had somebody who spoofed our friend Janelle.
Mm-hmm.
They made a whole Facebook account, and they put all the information in, the same exact information that is on hers, and then uploaded all her photos and everything else to it. But the only difference was you could see that the photos were a picture, and then somebody was loading them from they were taking a picture off of a TV.
Well, the time should be different, shouldn't it? It should say that they were all uploaded on whatever date.
I mean, the entire account existed only in one day. But this person that was saying that they were Janelle kept on messaging everybody on her friends list that there was a government program where you could get $5,000, and all you had to do was click on this link and give them a call, and you could get your $5,000. That it was a little unknown government program. It was all bull. But I mean, and they went through. She had 1,100 people on her friends list, and every single one of them, got this message. I got the message because it popped up as not a message. It was like the chat window thing, whatever they call that, popped up, and the very first question, very first thing was that, how are you doing? Good morning. And I'm looking at and I looked at the time, and I'm like, it's 3:00 in the morning. Why would she be awake at 3:00 in the morning? And I'm like, there's no way she's awake at 3:00 in the morning, unless there's something wrong. And I know her. She wouldn't be up at 3:00 in the morning. So, and I'm like, why? If that's the first thing I said, before she could reply back, I could see that it said it was, the person was typing. And I'm like, why are you awake at 3:00 in the morning? You're never up before noon. I'm like, why? What's going on? Are you okay? And then I'm fine. Wanted to tell you about, and then it goes into the entire thing. I'm just
into the scam spiel.
Really? I'm like, this is not her. And then I told her about it, and she couldn't get that account closed. Facebook would close it because it had the same login information, or the same information that was on her personal account was on this spoof account.
That's shitty.
So Facebook wouldn't close it, and that person just kept on spamming people over and over again, and trying to con. Now, you have to understand Janelle's age, and a lot of her friends are in their late 70s, early 80s. So a lot of them are very, naive to what may be happening on the internet, as far as these scams go. And we're convinced that more than a couple of her friends may have fallen for it.
Possibly.
And it was really sad to watch happen, and we were watching it in real time happen. We're just like, oh my God, there's no way to get this closed. There's no way to stop this. Nope. Of course, Facebook doesn't exactly respond back right away. Just like YouTube, you message them, and it takes them like 4 days before they actually respond back, and usually it's a canned email. Especially
nowadays, Facebook is their freaking algorithm sucks, and you can't get a hold of anybody to contact. I got a Facebook community strike against me for warning somebody that the person that they were talking to was a sea lion. He literally used the word sea lion, and Facebook said that was against their community standards. I'm like, really? The anti-vaxxer who threatened to dox me and kill my husband? He's cool, but I used the word sea lion, and that's where the line is at.
Well, I went to Facebook jail for and they closed down my account because we reported a man who was giving bleach to his children. He was making them drink bleach, and we were the bad people. And when I'm like, that's child abuse. But they shut us down. They shut me down. They shut down like I think there was 4 or 5 of us that they shut down total. And we're like, really? We're the bad people. But yeah. Yeah, well, all right. So that's enough about, I guess, what we have done this week and what's going on with us.
The week in review.
Yeah, week in review of nothing. So
nothing at all.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you for joining us. If you have an idea for something you'd like to see us cover next week, leave it in the comment section. And again, don't forget to like, share,
take a
give
look
it a thumbs
at the
up.
Beautiful pillars.
Is there an eye on this tower?
There's not. They're pillars. It's not a tower.
It's a pillar?
They're
what
pillars.
Is this pillar from?
They're the pillars of Nosgoth.
Nosgoth?
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
It's from the Legacy of Kain series. You should just Google it. It's amazing.
Oh, okay. I won't be doing that. But thank you, everyone, for, again, bye.
Bye.